Welcome back, Patriots. Welcome back, my friends. Welcome to Sons of Liberty 1773. This is indeed where men and women from around the world gather in defense of liberty. I am your host, Bill Bailey, who will be channeling the patriotism of America's founding fathers. Our founding fathers would be pissed beyond belief if they knew what was happening in this country today, and 97% of Americans sitting on their ass as the greatest country in the world that they left us goes up in flames. But we're gonna extinguish the fire, and we're gonna start our own fire, the flame of liberty, and it's gonna burn bright. We'll get through this, folks. It just is what it is, right? So I can share the news with you now that I've been holding on to. Matt was informed, Matt Deperno. Keep in mind, was it 2 Sundays ago that they charged Donald Trump? It was right after the Turning Point event in Florida where he ran away with it, the polls. He just blew everybody away. Leading Biden had a great weekend, and on a Sunday evening, he gets a charging letter from Jack Smith, from the DOJ. Jack Smith, last name spelled ASS. It was Sunday, right? And then Monday, it was Monday or Tuesday, Dana Nessel, communist, totalitarian, evil woman. I pray for her, Christian. You got to pray for these evil people, as hard as it is. But she hits 16 alternate electors with charges, right? Average age like 70 years old. Diehard Republicans, been active in the party for most of their life. That's what communists do when they seize power, folks. They go after their political opponents. So keep in mind, that was Sunday. Trump gets a charging letter, and that he's going to be charged in D.C. regarding January 6th stuff. Then they hit the 16 electors with a lawsuit, and then Matt calls me at home. My phone's ringing. I go, hey, it's Matt Deperno. He goes, hey, I'll just let you know that a special prosecutor, one of Dana Nessel's henchmen, said that I'm going to be charged regarding voting machines. So, folks, it's orchestrated, right? So now fast forward to today. Jack Smith comes out on stage. He's such a weasel, folks. He's such a lightweight, and he's in way over his head. Comes out and goes, I just want to say that, the Capitol Police are heroes in this. They're heroes. Tell that to Ashley Babbitt's mom, or Roseanne Boylan's loved ones, and the other person that got hit with, I think, a tear gas shell, and he died of a heart attack or something. I can never remember his name, and I should know it. It was a peaceful protest. Had the Antifa, BLM, and the Fed. The Fed's not been involved, but it's just amazing, isn't it? Antifa and BLM can go through, burning cop cars, flipping them on the roof, looting, destroying city blocks. Nothing. Well, that's a peaceful protest, really. I mean, they just burnt down someone's business. Well, yeah, but they mean well. It's the summer of love. We can, Americans were not happy with the election. They felt like there were issues, rightfully, in my opinion. And we have a right in this country under the First Amendment to peacefully assemble and petition the government with a redress of grievances. Constitutional rights, folks. They're trampling on them every day. The regime. So Jack Smith comes out there and goes, I want to let you know these, after much thought by, citizens here in the District of Columbia. And by the way, the judge is an Obama-appointed judge who's been giving the max sentence plus to the American citizens that showed up to the January 6th protest. So that's Trump's judge. Nothing fair there. But they didn't charge him with seditious conspiracy or I forget the other charge, because it's bullshit. So here's what he's charging him with. And the little weasel couldn't even stare at the camera. He's like out there with his head, these are the charges. And then he kind of shuffles off stage. Definitely a mouth breather. Anyways, conspiracy, count one, conspiracy to defraud the U.S. No, I don't think so. Count two, conspiracy to obstruct official proceedings. Peacefully and patriotic, express your views. That's what I remember. So, no, I don't think so. Count three, obstruction of an attempt to obstruct an official proceeding. No. Trump's contesting what he thought was an unfair election. It's his right. It's every American's right. It was Hillary's right. All the Democrats whining that Trump was illegitimate, and they had their alternate slates of electors. Remember that, folks? And then the fourth one, conspiracy against rights. What the F does that even mean? So this is bullshit, and this should go nowhere, folks. These should go nowhere. However, we're dealing with the Lawless District of Columbia that's been sending their political opponents to the communist internment camps or gulags, whatever you want to call them. So Trump's not going to get a fair gig here at all. And they, in banana republics, when the communists come to power, usually illegitimately, they stack the deck in their favor. And then they go after their political opponents. And history just shows, totalitarian regimes, they incarcerate them. They charge them with bullshit charges and take them away, never to be seen again. They go after their family. And they, in countries that I'm thinking about, they killed people. They just killed their political opponents once they came to power. Then they didn't have to worry about them again. So they charged Trump today. Whoa, Matt gets a letter. He's getting charged, Matt Deperno, same day as Trump. Same day as the little weasel walks on the stage. Jack Smith, last name spelled ASS. I'm charging Trump. And I just want to let you know, I don't even know what this had to do with the conversation. The Capitol Police are heroes. They're heroes. So Matt gets his, has to show up, or is getting prosecuted, charged now officially. Matt and Dare Rendon, who was in the Michigan legislature, really a patriot conservative person. I mean, constitutional to the max. And then I watched a video on Conservative Daily with Stephanie Lambert on there, said that she got a letter that she will be charged, hasn't yet. And you know what they're charging Matt for? I believe it was, I don't know, illegally getting voting machines. I don't think there's anything illegal about it. Matt is not worried about this stuff. It's just more political witch hunt. However, it's what they're trying to do to any lawyers that fought for election integrity, folks. And what they want to do is they want to drag them into court, and they want to tie them up with lawfare, try to bankrupt Matt, and we're probably going to have to get a GoFundMe for Matt. I'm waiting for it. I know someone that will start one, and when I get it, I'll share it, and we can give money, because Matt's now got to raise money to defend himself. Just sucks, it's awful. But they want to bankrupt these attorneys with lawfare, or get them disbarred, or both. This is part of Project 65. Look it up. So there's no coincidences, right? This is all designed. The racketeering is happening with the criminal regime that's currently has the levers of power. Lansing is as big a cesspool as Washington, D.C. I'm glad my grandpa isn't alive. My grandpa Bailey, or my dad and a few other people I know that were just ultra conservatives, love this country. To see where we are right now, just a damn shame. And what are Jack Smith and all these Dana Nessel and Christopher Wray, Merrick Garland, Joe Biden. Oh, and by the way, Trump was leading in the polls against Biden, when they said you're going to be in charge. Then today, yesterday, the whistleblower comes against the whole Biden regime, blows it open. It's all true. They're all, selling favorable treatment for millions of dollars, selling out the country. You know what these people are doing? They're literally spitting on the grave of every veteran that fought and died for this country, that lost a limb, legs, an eye, their life, from the Revolutionary War to today. Everything they fought and shed blood for so we could live free. They're just spitting on their graves, folks. We have to be engaged, folks. Everybody has to be engaged. In mission 1 for you, everybody's got to find 10 people that normally don't vote but should be voting. And they got to go vote for Trump. You say, hey, we're going to lose our country. You want your kids to live under absolute tyranny, living in squalor on a mincome that they'll only get if their social credit score is high enough? The free world is counting on us, folks, to save this country, because if America goes, the whole thing goes. Matt has a good attorney and has already put out a letter, said the charges are all BS. I will be totally exonerated of this crap, and it's a witch hunt, and all true. Same thing with Trump, but has anybody got more kahunas than Trump? A guy's got brass balls. He is not intimidated this much, folks. Lawfare in New York, Lawfare coming in Georgia, Lawfare in Florida, Lawfare in District of Columbia. And what are the communists doing? They're trying to take their number one political opponent that's leading all the polls, smashing Biden right now. Biden doesn't have a prayer. We're seeing the rise of the police state. So if you want to stop it, you got to get involved. 30% of Christians aren't registered to, are either not registered to vote or are registered to vote and they don't vote. God doesn't want any people sitting on the bench, folks. You will be judged for your actions in this world. You're letting evil take root and doing nothing about it. Need to fight. Jesus was a fighter. Jesus is coming back as a warrior. Renee were just saying, wish God would come back today. I wish so too. I want to see all these evil bastards pay. But, pray for revival. Hopefully, some of these evil people will see the light. I do see Democrat here and there said, I've had enough. I can no longer put up with this wickedness coming from this party. And they're either running as an independent or a Republican. I don't know how any Christian can be a member of the Democrat Party of today. It's absolute evil. It's not the party of JFK. And RFK, they are going to crush him. Watch and see. I pray that RFK ends up being the Democrat nominee for president and we get Trump on our ticket, because we really can't lose at that point. Trump would be much better, don't get me wrong, but both of them want to dismantle and destroy the deep state. RFK believes the deep state killed his dad and his uncle. Think he's got any love for the deep state? And they denied him Secret Service protection, by the way, and I think that's BS, knowing his family history. The Biden administration won't give him Secret Service protection. Biden is such a piece of crap, and I still think Obama's, in the background. So that's the news. You got your antidepressants out. You should have said at the beginning of the video, you might want to pop a couple. And hey, folks, I just feel like when I seen the charges, what crap they're using, I think anybody, you don't even need to be a legal scholar to see this is bullshit. It ain't going anywhere. You get a corrupt jury and a corrupt judge. Of course. It doesn't matter what the charges are. Their deal is in with this one Trump is charged with today. These four, they want to take him off the campaign trail. They want to arrest him, incarcerate him, or have him under house arrest. He's under Secret Service protection all the time, so I don't think jailing him is necessary. Everywhere he goes, Secret Service goes with him as it is. But Trump, they're going to make him the, I don't know, the law sheriff or whoever the hell it is, chief of police in Atlanta said, well, he'll get mugshot just like anybody else that gets charged in here. So they can't wait to bring him in and put him in front of the height screen, the thing they, turn right, turn left, click, click, and then, hurry up and get him out to the press. And I'll tell you, anybody that's behind Biden and thinks what they're doing to Trump is got a screw loose. They're totally lost in unicorn and fairy farts and rainbows. This is evil, and if they're voting for it, be careful what you vote for. You might get it, folks on the left. So we'll see where it goes. I think this is going to make Trump stronger. I think people are going to give him more money. I think this is a great fundraising tool for Trump. And I think he's going to be exonerated of all this stuff. They've been after him since he come down the escalator at Trump Tower. He was their golden boy. They liked Trump when he was a Democrat and giving them money. But when he became a Republican, and they're scared shitless of Trump, they are. And they should be for what they put him through. They're scared crap, they're scared to death that he's going to win, and their reign of terror is going to come to a screeching halt. And then we're going to legitimately come after them. We can't let them get away with this, folks. You can't let evil like this just pull this stuff and they just get away. Well, we didn't get them this time, maybe next time. No, they're criminals that are doing this. So when we get power, we got to go after these people. And I would like to see them lose their pensions and in prison for 100 years. In prison for some years anyways, at minimum. And they did the same stuff to General Flynn. So you got to get involved. You just can't sit here and, I know you feel like you're doing something, sharing posts on social media and stuff, but you got to get out of the house and get your boots on the ground and get out the vote and help put signs up. Do everything you can, but we need to get Trump elected. And I will happily vote for him knowing that the deep state has made him enemy number one. If he's enemy number one, he's presidential candidate number one to me. So that was it. I'm out we just got back from our 2-mile walk. I opened up a Fanta orange pop from my, no one drinks these, so I always have a bunch of these. Because when you buy the, there's a variety pack. It's got Coca-Cola bottles, Sprite. Everybody likes the Sprite and the Coke, but nobody drinks the orange pop. But I like them. I usually drink Miller Lite, but I'm out. So Fanta will have to do. What else did I want to talk about? I would tell you to keep prepping because I think it's going to get much worse. I know what I'm talking about. We went and watched, I don't think I said this in a video. I put it in a community post. We went and watched Oppenheimer. Good movie, very long, about building the atom bomb, the Manhattan Project, right? And I would think everybody should go watch that in Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Definitely Sound of Freedom, if you haven't heard that or watched that. But Oppenheimer was good. But something they left out of the movie, and I got to be honest, I didn't know this. They don't teach it in school. If they did, if you learn this in school, please let me know in the comments down below. Oppenheimer and the scientists, a nuclear physicist working, a theoretical physicist, and all them that were working on the Manhattan Project, knew the devastation. And they said, the only way you drop this thing on a city is if you warn the people. So we did. Did you know this? We dropped 70 million leaflets, okay? Probably, that size, on 10 cities in Japan, because we were going to bomb 2 of these cities. And it said, "Dear residents, blah, blah, we're going to," I forget the wording. I think I even shared the Glenn Beck clip in a community post, because he had a couple of the actual leaflets that were dropped. And one side, it showed the planes dropping bombs. On the other side, said, "We're getting ready to drop a bomb like the world has never seen," something to that effect, on one of these 10 cities. If you're in any of these 10 cities, please take your family and leave now. Grab food and water and evacuate. Now, did the Japanese do that to us with Pearl Harbor? America's a noble nation, folks. How many of you knew that? Thought we just went and bombed them. They were going about their daily life, no warning, drop nukes on them. And not only that, I was searching online, and I found stories of survivors of Hiroshima. And a girl writes, "We survived because these leaflets fell out of the sky, and my dad read it, and he took it serious that America was going to do something, and he got us out of there." So there was one family saved from the leaflets. But I never knew that history. If they did, I sure don't remember it. I talked to one of my friends. He said he learned about it, but he read about it in 2 different books he read where they mentioned that. So I thought that was interesting. But in the movie, when they're figuring out this bomb, one of the scientists was freaking out, and he goes to Oppenheimer, "Look at the math. This is a problem." Because they thought once they started the chain reaction, it would just continue and the world would be dissolved. I mean, the universe would be over. It'd be a continuing event. And so he flew to, I forget where Einstein was at, one of the colleges. So he flew and met Einstein. And he goes, "Hey, look at this. Would you look at this, Albert?" He goes, "Uh-huh." He goes, "You're worried that it'll be an endless chain reaction or whatever and destroy the whole world." And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "What do you think?" He goes, "Well, I think you need to keep looking at the math, keep studying it." So they finally decided it was safe. So at the end of the movie, Oppenheimer sees Albert again, and they went after Oppenheimer. His wife was early on, probably pre-Nazi Germany, was a member, right in that era, was a member of the Communist Party. Oppenheimer gave money, but it was to get money to some charity in another country. So I believe they were both solidly loved America. They had some dark past. Hey, someone brought to my attention, Winston Churchill thought fascism was cool when he was young. So he grew out of that and ended up being an incredible leader. But anyways, he goes back to Einstein and says, he goes, "Remember that problem I had to ask you?" He goes, "Yeah, that we were it'd be a chain reaction that destroyed the earth." Well, it didn't happen. He goes, "You're wrong, it did." Meaning that eventually we are going to use the nuclear weapons to destroy the world. Maybe not in one chain reaction that just, took off, but, if the atom bomb dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki was the tip of my little finger, the hydrogen bombs now that we have, or the bombs we have today, are this big. This is like a pinprick. We have weaponry that's just you don't even want to talk about it. It's so deadly. City killers like Chicago. I mean, the Satan II that Russia has literally will destroy the state of Texas. Their nuclear torpedoes, which is basically the Satan II detonating off the East Coast, forget a accreted tidal wave, 500 feet high, that'll completely destroy the eastern seaboard. Radioactive mess, destroy the shipyards, everything. Think of a naval, they've got torpedoes now, detonating a nuke under a naval fleet. I mean, you're going to send a aircraft carrier group to the bottom of the ocean floor. They'll be on eternal patrol. That's the weaponry we're dealing with, and they just use it. No big deal, well, Putin might use nukes, and we have them too, and no, the idea of us having nukes is we would never use them against each other. But I think we're heading there. Remember my New Year's prediction? We're heading for the greatest depression and nuclear world war. And God, I pray I'm wrong. I'm going to be happy, January 1st or 2nd, whenever I do my video of 2024, to say, well, I was wrong. But that'll probably be my prediction for 2024. But Oppenheimer was a really good movie. The nuclear blast when they did Trinity in Los Alamos, New Mexico, the special effects were really good. It was powerful, and they had the extra two bombs ready to go, and you can see them heading away on flatbeds, eventually to go on Enola Gay and hit Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And by the way, Glenn Beck has the co-pilot's letter. He was writing in real time by the minute because he wanted to keep this for historical record for his family or whatever. Glenn Beck has the letter. And you can go to Glenn Beck on YouTube and just go down his videos. And I think it's in the one that says what Oppenheimer, the movie, got wrong or didn't tell you. I think it's in that video. They were freaked out, man. I mean, no one had ever seen that type of power released on humanity. And the guy was pretty emotional about it in his writing. I don't know if there's anything else other than that. My thing is to get healthy, take care of yourself. I'm trying to get in good shape because I know we're heading for hard times. And let's hope we win November of next year. But look what they're doing. They're willing to burn this country to the ground rather than lose. You need to know their mindset. They do not give a shit about you. Excuse my language, but it applies. And they don't care about this country. They want a full reset. And I see Amazon now is starting the chip, pay with your palm. It's mark of the beast stuff. All this AI stuff. I'm 99.9% sure 2024 November will tell me if I'm right or not, but I'm in the 90 percentile that we are witnessing the last book of the Bible play out. So all you sinners out there, which we all are, right? Jesus is there for you. You can be completely forgiven, your sins washed free. God's amazing grace, think about it. He gave his only begotten Son for you because God loves you. So accept Jesus into your heart. God was born of a virgin, lived a sinless life as the Son of God, took your sins, died for you on the cross. He took your sins upon him and died. Rose from the dead and is at the right hand of God. And he's coming back, folks, and it's going to be quite spectacular. This is the time for revival. You got nothing to lose. Look, if I'm wrong, we just die and that's the end. If I'm right and you didn't listen to what I'm telling you, you're going to be pretty bummed out. And I believe God is real. I believe that the green earth around us wouldn't exist. The miracle of the universe was the birth of God. Everything followed from that. Light and knowledge. Pray for your enemies. Bannon says, pray for your enemies because we're going medieval on them. I actually like that. But Jesus is coming back as a warrior. I think that's it, my friends. I'm going to watch the sunset and chill for a bit, and then I'll go edit this video and I'll put it online. I'll see you later. By the way, keep prepping and keep praying, right? Keep prepping and keep praying. Try to fill your gas tanks up on your vehicles Friday evening. Figure out what your shortages are. Keep filling holes. If you think you got stuff, you're short on something. And just keep praying because if God is with us, who can be against us? See you, bye.